So this is kind of the outcome of some of the women's sessions that we did, which, believe me, for a group of like remote Nepalese women to be holding underwear out in the open for people to see was really like, some of them were waving them around like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And like, it seemed silly, but it was really, felt quite liberating for us and for them, which was really, really nice. And I think just like my top 3 takeaways from like reflecting on the trip was the first one. So we came with like rough and ready prototypes. We came with our idea of what we thought would work. The washing devices were actually 3D printed, and we had 12 of them. So we gave 2 to each women's group, and we were kind of a bit like, this isn't great. Like we wanted something better, but this is as far as we've gotten it. And what was really lovely to see was like their reception of it. And they started saying, oh, well, like the cage inside, we have old rice cookers that we like save just in case we need them. But yeah, we can use that as that. And oh, actually we have like animal medicine bottles that if you just disinfect, we can use that as the outside. And yeah, and they started like cutting them up and making their own. So like what was really interesting is we did 6 sessions. So now we have 6 communities taking one kind of framework of our project in 6 different directions. So it'll be really interesting to see like actually how much they adapted to their own personal community needs and how much is actually something that everyone can learn from. The second picture is one of the men from the community getting involved, which is, I think, for us a really good indicator of how successful this has been, because something we were aware of in Nepal, especially kind of in the more remote communities, is that a lot of what maybe happens in a community is dictated by the men or by the man of the household. So we were worried, like, is this going to be disruptive? Are we actually going to be doing more harm than we are going to help? But then to see people like getting interested and saying, like, one man was like, oh, I'm going to take this home for my wife. And I was like, great, you know, bring her along next time. Like, have a chat about it, whatever. And I think it kind of, yeah, it was really nice to see. And lastly, this is Nisha. So this is the woman that was, she works in Kathmandu and as like part of the head office of Action Aid Nepal. And she even said like, oh, I'm going to make some of these for myself. So like, it was just nice to see, because like myself and Rachel have used them, and we've got friends here in Dublin using them and testing them and stuff. But it was just like, when you're designing for something that you're saying like, oh, this is for someone who's like maybe in poverty or somebody who's in like a less than ideal situation. Yes, you're hoping that they use it, but the fact that people who like just want to use it because they think it's good, like that's kind of really positive as well, because when you design for one person, you're hoping that you're designing for everyone. So that was really a nice outlook.